it is time for me to get my heart broken. Hey, what's up, hello guys? Welcome to today's video. If you guys are new here, welcome. If you guys are returning users, welcome back. Please ignore my voice since it's now Monday morning. I stayed home from school/work because I don't have classes today because Friday night I got sick with the flu. I decided, since I don't have any videos lined up, let's do a spend a day with me at home sick where I read, do other bookish things, and yeah, just come along for the vibes. My fiance has just been like making me soup, getting everything for me, like, can I get water, can you give me apple juice? Like, I've been so babied the past couple of days. Like, this is my first day on my own because he did have to go to a teacher conference today, so that's another reason why I'm filming the video, because I'm like, I'm just gonna be ratting away at home alone. Let's talk to the book besties. So I finished a lot of books over the weekend. Now I'm currently on the Brothers Hawthorne. I think it's the 4th book of the Inheritance Game series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I'm about 50% in with it. I'm hoping to get that one done today, and then we'll try to pick out another book to start because I've just been on a roll. Yeah, let's get this video started. Okay, so it's now 10 and I started filming at 8, and the reason that it's been 2 hours to go ahead and make my strawberries and my orange juice was because I decided I wanted to surprise my fiance, so I did, because usually he does the dishes. Yes, I do the cooking, yes, I do the cleaning. They've been kind of full because this whole weekend he's just been taking care of me, so I washed all the dishes, I dried them, I put them away, as well as like took out the trash, and I cleaned up the whole like kitchen countertop. I'm really proud of myself. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and eat my little like light breakfast snack. As you guys saw, I made some strawberries and orange juice, and I'm gonna continue reading The Brothers Hawthorne, and we'll see how long I decide to read and eat for, and then we'll see what we'll do from there. Okay, little update time. So as you guys saw, I did get a little hungry, so I made my own little famous bowl, because last night we went to KFC, but they closed, I guess, like 10 minutes early, so we made our own. We went to Target, got mashed potatoes, got those Tyson popcorn chicken bites, and we had leftover mashed potato and gravy. As you guys saw, that's what was in the little container. So I made some popcorn chicken, put it on top, and then I had that as a little like brunch snack. It is 11:17 now, so it's like a early lunch. I'm probably not gonna eat again for a while because that was a lot of food, even though it was small. I'm now 61% into the book. We have about roughly a little under 200 pages left, and I do want to get this book done today. We're gonna read a little bit more until 12, and then we'll go ahead and dive into the notion. So it's now 12:15. I did do a lot of reading. I have about an hour and a half left in The Brothers Hawthorne before I can go ahead and move on to the next book. We are now about to edit my little notion. So this is like my like home database area, and then if we scroll, we'll see we have my 2025 library. So this is my little like notion database. I still gotta add more to it. I'm trying to make it look different than my old 2024 library, just to give it like a new look for the new year. So as you can see, I have my space laid out for my 25 books for 2025, and then I have my favorite quote at the top, which is, "Once upon a time in a land long since burned to ash, there lived a princess who loved her kingdom," which is from the Throne of Glass series. And then over here I include my little like 2025 books, and it's gonna be like all the books I read this year, because I think it's cool because like at the bottom of each thing you can calculate, so I can like count, and then that'll show like how much books I read. I can also add up like the total number of pages I read, and then as well as calculate like my average rating. So like right now it's 4.75, and obviously it's not updated. I've read 7 books so far. So I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and update all of the little 2025 books area for now. Go ahead and import my like data from Fable, and then we'll go ahead and start listing out my 25 books for 2025. So I added the 7 that I read and the 2 that I'm currently reading, which is The Brothers Hawthorne, which I'm almost done with, as well as Fourth Wing. So I'm including Fourth Wing because up until the Onyx Storm midnight release party that I went to, I was reading Fourth Wing, going back and like annotating it. So I went through like each page because I don't have any annotation set. I had to read the whole book as I was annotating. I didn't get to finish it before the Onyx release party. I have maybe 50 pages left. So I'm probably maybe gonna do that today. If not, do that later on. And I just decided to include it because I was reading the book, so I do count that as a reread, and it is my second reread. But now that I updated all of that, let's scroll up and update my 25 books for 2025. So I do have a list in my notes because I did make like a 25 books for 2025. Dang. Having my nose kind of clogged is like making my voice sound like it's on helium, and I can't stand it. So I went ahead and added my 25 books for 2025. I did take some out that were kind of like either repetitive or like the second book in a series to one that was already on here, or like ones that I weren't really feeling for this year. So it took me a bit to add the last 3, but this is what we have. Let's go ahead and talk about them now. So these are my 25 books for 2025. A lot of the books on here are either ones that are like anticipated releases coming out this year, or just some books I've had on my TBR for a while, and then I have my bookshelves that I want to go ahead and get to read. So now let's go through them each one by one. So Onyx Storm, I can go ahead and check that one off because that was my most anticipated release for January of this year, and as you can see, we went ahead and read it. But first of all, did I finish the book, or did the book finish me? Because Onyx Storm, oh my god, like if you read it, if you know, you know. Like I need the next book like yesterday. Like it's next is the Inheritance Games. I did get to get to through the first book this month. I listened to the audiobook version because it is free on Spotify if you have premium, and I listened to it while I was at work. And then, as you guys can tell, I'm now on the 4th book. Like I just decided to keep on going with the series, so that one's down. Next we have Once Upon a Broken Heart. So I have read the Carnival series by Stephanie Garber, but I never got through Once Upon a Broken Heart because I'm waiting till I get the physical copies. Another book I have is Fearless by Lauren Roberts, and there's a lot of controversy on the Powerless series. We'll say that now. There's lots of things about it being plagiarized and blah 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 blah. And I low-key, like when I was reading it, I was like, no wonder I like it so much because these are like scenes from other books and movies that I love. Nonetheless, I'm still gonna read the 3rd book, and it is one of my anticipated reads for this year. I believe it comes out in April. Next, I have Terms and Conditions, which is the second book to the Dreamland Billionaire series by Lauren Asher, and I had the first book on my 24 books for 2024, and I did read it. I don't know why I never continued the series. I think I wanted a break, but I do want to pick it back up and finish it, so I do have Terms and Conditions on this list. Next is Crescent City #1, which is House of Earth and Blood. I got that book like a year ago, and I finally read it this month. Also, we get to go ahead and check it off, but it was one of the books that I had for my 25 books for 2025. The next one is The Housemaid. This one's by Frida McFadden, and I've never really read any of her books before. I read like her Christmas like special. It was like The Gift, I think. It was a short story, but the way that she was writing the plot twist that I got at the end, I really, really liked. So I decided to have one of her books on my list for 25 books for 2025. Another book I have is The Dance of Thieves. I've also had that book on my shelf for about a year now. I haven't heard too much about it. Like I see it on my For You page like every now and then, but I've never gotten to reading it. Along with One Dark Window, I don't own the copy of that book, but everyone talks about it. It was like one of my friend's book club books for one of the months, and I've only heard good things about it. I believe the second book is Two Twisted Crowns, but this is like one of the ones that I've been like wanting to read, so I decided if I put it on my list, it might give me more motivation to read. The next one we have is King of Envy, and as you guys know, I love Anna Huang, and this is the next book in her Kings of Sin series that's coming out, which is King of Envy, and I believe this one's about Ayana, which is like a supermodel, and Vuk, which is like, he's a very like silent, like stoic, and he's one of the members at the Valhalla Club. Please like correct me for pronouncing these wrong. I'm not too sure, but I'm very like, because like she's engaged, but like he wants her, and oh my god, I'm excited for this Kings of Sims book. Next we have the real book by Sarah Adams. I also have this one on my shelf since like about May. I believe it's the second book to the cheat sheet, so I'm probably gonna end up reading that one first, but I do have the real book on my 25 books for 2025 because I've heard a lot about it. I remember when it came out, everyone was posting about it, and I was like, oh, I need to like get in the loop, like I need to read this book and like stay caught up with everyone. So we have 1,000 Boy Kisses, and I know that one's gonna break my heart. Everyone cries to it. Low-key, I think that's the book that we're gonna read next as soon as I finish the Hawthorne Brothers, because it's been on my TBR since I started like reading again, and like I have it. I just like, I don't know if I could bring myself to read such a sad book, but I feel like it'd be such a nice like contrast or change from all the mystery I'm reading. And I'm not gonna read the back before I read it because all my friends that have cried have been like, I didn't read the back first, so I wasn't expecting this, blah 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 blah. And I think I could go for a cry. So I think we're gonna read that one next. Next we have Magnolia Parks. This is another series that I've heard a lot about, which is like Magnolia and like BJ. And I do own the first book. I actually took pictures of it like right over here on my birthday. I used it as a prop because it was like nice and pink, but I've never read it. But it is one that I want to read. So it's on there. Another one is If He Had Been With Me. This is like another sad book talk book I always see that's really popular. I have both the first book and the second book, If Only I Had Told Her. So I definitely want to get through those two. I also know I'm gonna cry with those, so gotta prepare myself, but I decided to add that to the list. Next we have Binding 13. This is a very popular one. The only reason I haven't started it yet is because like the names were throwing me off because I believe it's Irish. I have the first 4 books. I have Binding 13, Keeping 13, Saving 6, and Redeeming 6. Just never read them yet, so I think that's one that I also want to get through this year because I know it's a very popular series. Things We Never Got Over. I'm actually not too sure if it's sad or not, but I do have that first book to that series because I know there's like 3 books, like a pink, purple, and blue one. I do have the first one, Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I believe that's her new release coming out this year. I loved The Love Hypothesis and Love Theoretically, both by her, so I really want to read Deep End. I believe this one has something to do with swimmers, but I'm not 100% sure. I just remember I saw the cover, saw that she was coming out with a new book, and I was like, okay, immediately on my TBR. Another release, like sticking up with the releases, is Watch Me, and that is by the same author who made the Shining Me series, Tahira Mafi. I hope I pronounced it right. I'm really sorry if I didn't because like you're one of my favorite authors, but Watch Me is like a spin-off series starring like one of the minor characters from the Shining Me series. So that's another one I want to read because if you know me, I loved the Shining Me series and I loved Aaron Warner, so this is definitely something that I'm gonna want to read when it comes out. Going back to like fantasy we have is From Blood and Ash. I do have the first book to it. It was actually bought off my Amazon wishlist by one of you, so thank you guys so much. I got it about a year ago and I know I haven't read it yet, but that's a fat book and I think it's finally time to tackle it this year. And I know there's a lot of books in the series because my fiance surprised me with like the second series, which is Born of Blood and Ash, because he saw the special edition, he got it for me. But there's like 9 books I gotta read before I get to that one, so I was like, okay, we can add it to the series list. Divine Rivals. This is another popular one that I've seen controversy on, but I do want to get to reading it, and I actually got it from Book of the Month a year ago, so it's just been sitting on my shelf. Same with Butcher and Blackbird, Red Queen, Love Redesign, and Wild Love. Those next 4 are all on my shelf. I just never got a chance to read them, so I decided why not add them, tackle them this year. And then the last one we have is Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. So funny story about that one. It does not release in the US till February 11th, but it did release in Australia on January 14th. Like, why does Australia get a whole month ahead? I mean, I'm not complaining because one of my friends that lives in Australia, God bless her, like, I'm very thankful for you. She's mailing me a copy of it as well as the Australian version of Onyx Storm because their paperback has original art in it. So I'm really excited to, like, get that package. I believe this is the last book to the trilogy, so it's really anticipated. I'm excited to see how things go, and that's why it's on my 25 books for 2025. I need to take a quick breather because that was a lot of talking for being sick. That, like, wraps it up. Like, that was a lot of talking. I was not expecting the Notion part of my video to be that long, but oh well. Thanks for coming along for that part of the video, but now that that's done, I think I'm gonna go ahead and finish Brothers Hawthorne now. Yo! Okay, I just finished Brothers Hawthorne. The drop, that bomb that was just dropped, The Secret, I wasn't expecting it. Like, the whole time I've been trying to guess and I'm like, oh, it's this, it's this, it's this. Like, I was close, but like, I feel that I should give it a little break so I don't get too burnt out. Like, I want to keep continuing the story, I want to keep reading about these characters, but I think I kind of want to take a small break to read something else before diving back in. So let's go look at my shelves and see what's like enticing. Now comes the ground question of what I'm gonna read next. I do really want to read this book. It's a lot thicker than I thought. 296. This one's only 296 pages. Okay, this one's under 300 pages. I think it is time for me to get my heart broken and to sob. So I think we are gonna start A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. I can't read the back. I'm gonna not read the back because I want to see how that impacts how I feel throughout reading this book. But I think we're gonna go ahead and start this. Oh my god, I am so excited. Like, this is a book that I've been anticipating for so long, but now I'm scared I'm gonna get my heart broken. I just feel like I need something like to hit. I think like the hint of the strawberry is nice, but I don't think I put enough, or I think next time I'm actually gonna have to try and like puree it. But I mean, like, the chunks of strawberry is nice. I mean, not bad. I'm kind of happy because this is like my first time like even trying to attempt to make strawberry matcha. But with that said, we now have our drink to go with our book, and let's go get my heart broke. it is the next day. I did stay home again because as soon as I woke up, I felt pretty bad. Like my throat's kind of like more icky and my nose is more stuffed. So I stayed home, and then as you guys saw, I decided to do like my homework that I needed to get done first. And then once I finished that, I immediately started reading. I have about 80 pages left. I just have this section and I feel like it's wrapping up and I'm scared. I know I'm gonna cry, but it's currently 12:16 and I didn't eat or drink anything yet. So I think I'm gonna go ahead, make lunch, have some orange juice and watch some TV, and then we'll get to the heartbreaking part of finishing this book. Okay, so it is way later. As you can tell, I'm not a sobbing mess. My camera ended up dying, and that's why I included the clips that I took on my phone of me finishing 1,000 boy kisses, and man, that wrecked me. Like, you knew what was coming. Can I just say that the spoiler theory I predicted was right? And like, I knew what was coming, but it still hurt so bad. Like, I have tear stains in that book. But it is about 6 p.m. now. I did like a bunch of chores, I did laundry, I did homework. I think I'm gonna wrap up the video here. So thank you guys for spending like the past 2 sick days with me. I know we didn't really do much. Like, I got to finish 2 books. I outdid my Notion, ate lunch and whatnot, but it was still a fun YouTube video. I'm glad I got to film it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what videos you guys want to see next. And don't forget to leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!